So if you're contemplating buying your first house, the things that you're focused in on is, can I afford that payment? Is the housing market going to drop? Are interest rates going to move? What is going on with the environment? One of the big things that's of controversy right now is the oversaturation of how many houses are coming on the market. So what I see on a daily basis, I got boots on the ground, folks. I do probably close to 20 loans a month. Might not sound like a lot, but I'm involved and I do loans every day. So I realize, and I'm talking to people all over the country and what the needs are. So a lot of people are saying, and there was data out this morning saying, the average home price was up over 50% since 2019. Disagree with that. And you guys might say, well, Dan, you can't disagree with it. You want all this appreciation because you're a mortgage guy. That's not the case. I want you guys to understand real estate. The markets just don't go straight up. They don't go straight down. It's a bumpy road. And the appreciation we've seen over the last few years is unprecedented. So if you're a homeowner now, God bless you. If you're trying to get into the market, there is a lot of variance in where you're looking, price ranges of things, but you have to take mainstream media kind of with a grain of salt. So one of the things I did just recently, and I didn't really mean to do another video this evening, but I just pulled up CNBC and I check this right before I go home, usually every day. And this keeps coming up. It's how many houses are on the market and how many houses are on the market. So I really wanted to take a deep dive into this. There's a great conversation today on CNBC. I know I use these a lot, but there was a discussion with Diane Orlick. She's basically the mortgage or the real estate person at CNBC. Great intake here. She's telling you what's going on with the inventory, what's going on with the price points. You're going to see basically a really in-depth analysis of where home prices are going. We have the home prices on the high end. Those people are paying cash. They got enough money to just pay cash. In the middle, the kind of upper middle class area, those are getting really squeezed right now. But if you're in like 250 and lower, I've been saying that for the last 2 years, those houses are selling like hotcakes. Okay, so let's get over to Diane Olick so she can explain all this much better than I can, and she's got some graphics behind it. So take it away, Diane.
Some housing industry watchers have been thinking that home prices will ease in the second half of the year, but so far hasn't been the case, even as the supply of homes on the market finally increases. Diana Olick joins us to explain why. Diana, good morning.
Well, good morning, Joe. Yeah, we're in a housing market now unlike any other, and that's due to economic forces unlike any other. The foreclosure crisis, the Great Recession, the pandemic, and the unprecedented quick cut and then quick spike in mortgage rates. So take a look at supply of both newly built and existing homes together for sale. It shot up during the 2005 housing boom and the ensuing foreclosure crisis, which of course flooded the market with homes. So home building essentially ground to a halt. By 2012, new homes were just 6% of all supply. Then total supply dropped even more in the pandemic when demand spiked in those first 2 years. Now it's finally climbing back slowly, but in a weird kind of twist, it's mostly newly built homes. The month supply of new homes for sale is now almost 3 times that of existing homes. Month supply is how long it would take to sell that supply at the current sales pace. Now, new and old home month supply usually track pretty closely, but not so much now. Now, new construction, it's making up 30% of total inventory. And this, of course, is due to roller coaster mortgage rates dropping to historic lows at the start of the pandemic and then spiking to 20-year highs just 2 years later. That makes homeowners who wanted to move up instead stay put, cutting existing supply further, and it makes buyers look for cheaper homes. So you can see that in the month supply of homes for sale in May by price tier. It is the lowest in the $100,000 to $500,000 price range because that's where most demand now lives. And that is despite the fact that supply has increased the most in those lower tiers. The homes are just getting eaten up that fast. And that, Joe, is why prices just keep going up.
So you can see there we still see bidding wars every day for prices 250, 280, 300,000 all over the country. And I've been saying that and saying it and saying it. And a lot of people think, I don't know what I'm talking about. This was backed up right here. You see a lot of new construction. New construction, they're going to give you tons of benefits. They're going to give you incentives. They're going to give you rate buy downs. They're going to give you a ton of things. As you saw, their inventory is growing and growing and growing. They're going to have to start giving those houses away. That's going to bring pricing pressure to homes. But the existing homes, people are just sitting there. So because of that inequalities, you're basically going to see housing prices flat. Okay, so you're not seeing that huge spike, as she said, that we saw during the COVID or the Great Recession. You're not seeing all those foreclosures coming to market. I did a report just yesterday showing you how foreclosures aren't coming into the market. There's just no existing home sales out there. So hopefully you can kind of find some hopefully hope in these videos to show you guys the housing market is starting to get a little bit back to normal. But as she mentioned, between the foreclosure, forbearances and moratoriums and the COVID and the reliefs and everything else, the housing market is just basically on its ear right now. So it's going to be dependent on where you live and what your price point is. But if you're out there and you're trying to navigate this environment saying, can I qualify for a house in this market? I'd love to help you. My name is Dan Frio. I'm licensed all over the country in all 50 states, as well as Puerto Rico. I'd love to be your mortgage assistant when it comes to buying your first house. The one thing I would ask you to do is if you're anywhere in the country and you want to check out and see if there's any free money out there for you for just some relief on that down payment, check out the Grant Finder right there. And if you're in Illinois, check out the video I just launched earlier today. We have a $10,000 grant program just introduced in Illinois only. Check that out. If you're in Illinois, you might be one of the fortunate ones to be able to grab that $10,000 down payment assistance. But if you're anywhere else in the country, love to help. Check us out at therateupdate.com. Feel free to even reach out to me via phone or email, and you can find that information all the way at the bottom of our website, 844-775-5626, or you can reach me at dan@therateupdate.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys. God bless. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.